It is officially Friday. That's right. Flock Fridays are back again here on the Flex Zone podcast. Yours truly, God's favorite host, the host with the most, back with another wonderful series of content, of videos for your viewing pleasure. I know the NFL season, it drags sometimes. We got the NFL schedule released. The NFL draft is in the rearview mirror. And now we know who each team is playing. And analysts, pundits like myself, content creators, we come together to predict the win and loss of each team. And I thought it would be fun for the Flex Zone family if I broke down each team's schedule. You saw on the community tab. If you are subscribed, if you aren't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe and leave a like on this video. Hit the bell, comment your win prediction, win loss prediction, what games you're looking forward to. We're going to do it for each team. And we're starting with the home team, the Baltimore Ravens, today here on the Flex Zone podcast. Again, if you're new, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell, and leave a comment down below. Let me know what team you want to see next. I got all your responses. Thank you to everybody who responded to the post on the community tab. Let's get to it. It's Flock Fridays. The weekend is here. Now, this is a fun exercise. Obviously, we can do this now. We can do this once training camp gets here. We can do this throughout the season because obviously things will change nonetheless. But looking at the 2025 Baltimore Ravens schedule, it's that time of year. Ladies and gentlemen, of the recording of this video, it is May 16th, Friday, May 16th. Shout out to all the Taurus in the building. I know it's Taurus season. In less than 4 months, we will be having official regular season football. And for the Ravens, you look at the preseason, they have the Colts at home, they go to the Cowboys, and then they host or they go to Washington, Landover to face the Commanders. So those are your three preseason games. Those don't count. You won't even see any really of the starters like that in the preseason. So we get to the fun stuff. Week 1 against Buffalo, Sunday night football, 8:20. So you know we will be live probably before and after the game. So we'll have a lot of content leading into that marquee matchup. We remember what happened last year in the playoffs. Mark Andrews drops a 2-point conversion. Ravens had some mistakes. They get back in the game, ultimately lose. I do think Mark Andrews will catch a touchdown. So can I give you one there? Is that a fun prediction for week 1? I think Mark Andrews will catch a touchdown for the Baltimore Ravens, but I had them losing this game. So I'm going to have them starting at 0-1. Remember, new kicker. That is what worries me the most. A rookie kicker replacing a legend in Justin Tucker, regardless of what he did off the field. A rookie kicker replacing a legend never has kicked in cold weather before. Obviously, in September, it won't be cold yet, but something to keep an eye on. Can he handle the pressure? Can he kick from long distance? Can he be accurate from long distance in the cold, in the wind, in the rain, and not the best terrains of some of these stadiums that we'll get into in the second half of the year? But that is the biggest storyline because the Ravens are bringing a lot of guys back. The Ravens have the core there. Todd Monken year 3, Chuck Pagano's there, Zach Orr year 2, Harbaugh's extended. None of the questions hanging over their head. It's not even about the regular season, honestly. It's about them not just getting in the playoffs because we don't care about what seed they're in. Punch your ticket to the dance and get to the Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl in Santa Clara this year. So I have them starting on 1 against Buffalo. Week 2 against Cleveland. Do we get a Joe Flacco reunion? He returns to Baltimore as the starting quarterback potentially. I'm going to put that as well. So I like to drop little nuggets for each game as we can play this back in a couple months and see how we did. Week 1, they will lose to Buffalo. Mark Andrews will have a touchdown. Week 2, Joe Flacco will return to Baltimore and the Ravens will beat the Browns. You got to win that game. So they'll be 1-1. Week 3 in prime time over the Lions. I'm going with the Ravens. Last time they were here, they beat them like a drum. They beat them like they stole something. I think they win. I think the Lions may take a little bit of a step back. Now, I don't know if they're off, but we'll get to them when we cover them. But I think they take a little bit of a step back in prime time, a home Monday night game. The bank will be rocking. I think the Ravens win there. Week 4 at Kansas City. We know the demons they faced in Kansas City. And unfortunately, I don't know if they overcome them again this year. The Chiefs got like, 7 primetime games, 9 games in a primetime position potentially. I think they lose to the Chiefs, fall to 2-2. The Texans, they've been dominant against the Texans regular season playoffs. We remember the game in Christmas last year. I think they win to get to 3-2. So I had them at 3-2 after 5 weeks. Then we get to week 6 home, a 1 o'clock game, another 1 o'clock game against the LA Rams. So as you can see, what is that? Out of the first, what is that? You got what? 1, 2, 3, 4 home games out of the first 6. So 4 out of the first 6 at home. So I do have them beating the Texans and the Rams. I think the Rams are going to be one of the best teams in the NFC. Personally, that is a 1 o'clock game. But I do, like I said, let's go real quick. Losing to the Bills, beating the Browns, beating the Lions, losing to the Chiefs, beating the Texans and the Rams. So I have them at 4-2 after 6 games. So after that, we get to the bye in week 7. So 4-2 heading into the bye. The Ravens are really good after the bye, but they will play a up and coming Chicago Bears team. Like I said, Bears fans will get to them, but I think they beat the Bears. So that is 5-2, and then they hit on to Miami. I think they get to 6-2. I think Zay Lamar they return home. I don't think the Dolphins are going to be that good this year. This could be Mike McDaniel's last season. Through 9 games, I have them at 6-2. So going into what week 10 at Minnesota, that is going to be a tough game. But just to recap real quick, beating the Bills, losing to the Browns, beating the Lions, losing to the Chiefs, beating the Texans, and then beating the Rams. So 4-2 at the bye, coming out of the bye with the win, 5-2, going on the road, winning week 9, 6-2. Now this Vikings game is going to be tough. That is a tough place to play. I say a loss. It'll be the battle of purple. But I think the Ravens will lose. They could win any of these games and they could lose any of these games, but I think they get to 6-3 after 9. Week 11 at Cleveland, you atone for your sins. You got to sweep the Browns this year. So I think they get the win. So 7-3 so far through 10 games. Jets at home, got to win that 8-3. Jets are kind of rebuilding. Justin Fields, I do think 8-3. Then you get the Bengals at home on Thursday night. That is going to be a Thanksgiving home game, third of the franchise's existence. I think they get the win. I think they get to 9-3 through 12 games. So I think if they can play like they're supposed to and start fast and not give away the game they're supposed to, they can be 9-3. Then they got Pittsburgh week 14. I think 10-3. I think they beat Pittsburgh. I think they do beat Pittsburgh. I do think they beat them. I think they get to 10-3. Then this is a tough stretch because you have Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, then you go to Cincinnati, which I think they will split with Cincinnati. So I think they lose. So what is that? 11-4. So 11-4 so far. So just real quick to recap to keep my mathing real quick. Beating the Bills. So I got them at 4-2 heading into the bye. Then 5-2, 6-2, 6-3, 7-3, 8-3, 9-3, 10-3, 10-4. You beat the Patriots. You should 11-4. Going to Green Bay week 17. I don't know why they gave us this game so late. I would have rather them switch maybe this and the Dolphins game. So I got them at 11-5 after the Green Bay game. This could be another primetime game, TBD. So 11-5 through 16. Going to Lambeau in December is going to be tough. I think Green Bay is going to be really, really a solid team. So 11-4. Then you go to Pittsburgh. That could be a game that it could go either way because the Ravens could be like the past few years not playing for anything, and the Steelers could be playing for everything. And then the Ravens could not be playing their starters. But like I said with the kicker, Steelers, Packers, Patriots at home in December, at Cincinnati. Pittsburgh is not easy to kick at. The Jets at home, at Cleveland. Minnesota's a dome, but these are some tough places to kick for Tyler Loop. So we're going to find out how good he is in November and December. So, and I have them beating the Pittsburgh Steelers. I actually have them sweeping the Steelers, sweeping the Browns, splitting with the Bengals. So what is that? 5-1 in the division. So they'll probably lose another game because I'm hyping them up. But 5-1 in the division. I think if you go 5-1 in this division, AFC North, you will win the division. I think the Ravens should win this division. I would be a little disappointed if they don't win the division. But let's go back to it real quick. Beat the Bills. No, lose to the Bills. Beat the Browns. Beat the Lions. Lose to the Chiefs. Beat the Texans. Beat the Rams. 4-2 at the bye. Come out of the bye 5-2, 6-2, 6-3. After the Minnesota game, you beat Cleveland. You're 7-3. You beat the Jets. You're 8-3. You beat the Bengals. You're 9-3. You beat the Steelers, you're 10-3. You lose to Cincinnati, you're 10-4. You beat New England, you're 11-4. You lose to Green Bay, you are 11-5, and then you beat Pittsburgh week 18. You are 12-5 after 18 weeks of football, 17 games. So 12-5. I could say, I'll say this: the ceiling as we get back to myself on the one shot here. The ceiling, honestly, for this team, they could win 13, 14 games. They could. They could go 13-4, 14-3. But I have them in that 11-6, 12-5 range. So that is my record prediction for the Ravens. I have them 11-6, or 12-5. I say on the lowest ends, if there's injuries and they play down to a lot of these teams, I'll say 10-7. They still can win the division, but I think 11-6, 12-5 minimum, and then I say a ceiling of 13-4, and I think that is enough. Like I said, to win the division, that'll get you a home playoff game. Now, is that going to be better when we get into teams like Buffalo Bills, who are favored in every game, or the Chiefs, who we know they win double-digit plus games every year? I don't know. But I think that is at least enough, like I said, to get you that home playoff game, enough to get you in the playoffs where you need to be. Because it's no other place they need to be than in the playoffs. Because the regular season, they can win 10 games, they can win 14 games, they can have home field. But if they don't get the job done in the playoffs, it's all for nothing. And we're back here again, wondering what happened. But I'm going to say 12-5, worst case 11-6 range. And I think they will be winning the AFC North. Sound off down below. Hope you had fun with this exercise. We're going to be doing it for all 32 teams. So we got 31 more to go. Hop along, hop on board. If you're new here, go ahead and strip sack that subscribe button, tackle, and go ahead and give a nice hit stick to that thumbs up. And make sure you hit that bell because there's fireworks every time you do. And you know when new content drops. And as always, comment down below. Let me know your prediction, what game you're looking forward to, what games you're going to, and what you're looking forward to with this team, your questions, your concerns, pass rush, maybe still consistently, middle linebacker, corner, offensive line, left guard. Hey, look, they're bringing back the core of their roster. They should be raring to go. No excuses. And let's get to it. And let's get to Santa Clara. And let's get that Super Bowl for the Baltimore Ravens. God's favorite host signing off. Thank you guys for watching. Love the support. Appreciate you commenting your teams you want to see. I'm working on them. I'm getting to them. Just like we did with the draft profiles, we will be pushing out the wonderful content. Ravens, schedule, win-loss prediction. There you have it. Happy Friday, everybody. Have a good weekend. We'll see you with more content here on the Flex Zone Podcast.